hair's what I be. Complexion is Hershey. Chocolate lady, shh, let's keep it low key. Talk with maybe too much G. Get the pimpin' from my daddy, game beef from my mama. Don't affiliate with those who O's don't have commas. Pillar 8 for those who chose to have drama. Got a meal to make, so I can load and blow. Family, what it do? It's your girl Tootie Toot, and I am back with another video. Shout out to the squad, S&T, Drip Set, what it do? I appreciate you guys for coming back and tuning in. I love you the long way. Now listen, we're about to have a topic that I really want to talk about, okay? And what I want to do is I want to separate Queen and Clarence out of this equation. I want it to be man-woman. All right, because sometimes people put too much emotions into things when it got names associated with it. So I want to make this a man, a woman thing. It could be any woman thing because this is about commitment. What we're going to do is we're going to look at what she say, and then we're going to talk this about. I want to talk about this. Let's go.
Women do wifely duties as a girlfriend. Let's talk about it. First of all, I just want to say, to each their own. There's no right or wrong way to do it. If you want to do it your way, do it your way. It's your life, baby. Ain't nobody judging you. But if you are cooking for, cleaning for, doing laundry for, doing other stuff for, doing that mouth work, doing that booty work, praying for, filling out paperwork, handling bills, congrats, sis. You're being a wife. And guess what? It's okay. Just know it could go two ways. One way it could go is that he'll actually end up marrying you. You know why? Because real recognize real boo. You know what I'm saying? That's a real man. He's gonna do what he gotta do. The other way that it could go is if he doesn't end up marrying you and you feel like you wasted your time because he said, you know, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? If he decides to marry you, then, you know, take your win. You got your win. If not, sis, hold on. Don't take it as a loss, because you know why? You just learn how to be the best wife you can to your actual husband who's coming next. You dig what I'm saying? You dig that? You dig that? Yeah. Of course, there's a lot more to it, but you know, what's y'all thoughts? Let me know in the comments below.
Now, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This actually is a very great topic. You know the reason why I say that? Because I want to know, you say you hear music? Oh, it's her music right there. What I want to know though, because we see this so much, people shack up in relationships, right? And you see some guys, a prime example of what I mean is Jim Jones, right? And his girl. Now they've been together damn near almost 20 years and he's never proposed. Now, is there a time frame, all right, on when a man should propose or a woman should propose? I just, you know, everything is so binary now. You know what I mean? Is there a time frame? You know what I mean? Do you think after a certain point, if a person is not making that commitment to you, do you just throw in the towel? I want to know. A lot of people, and that's why I'm going to ask, do you think that this is directed towards her relationship? I want to generalize it because we see this happen a lot. You know what I mean? I mean, not just Queen and Clarence, but we've seen a lot happen in these YouTube relationships, celebrity relationships, where these women are putting in time, right? And these men swear to God that the girls that they with are riders. You dig what I mean? But then, at the same time, they don't want to take that next step into commitment. So I want to know, what do you think? Do you think it's a time frame on it? Nope, it's not a time frame, because if you rush it and don't work, you mad. So you get married on y'all time. Now, that's my question though. What if y'all time is different times? You feel what I mean? Like after 3 years. Now, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself in a situation. I never wanted to be married, okay? Never. I never wanted to get married because some of the people that I seen married in my family, it didn't work. So I had a very biased opinion with marriage, okay? And then I had to also factor in my sexuality, okay? I have a strong faith in God, so I went back and forth like, man, am I supposed to get married? Am I not? You know, it was one of those type of things. But I never wanted to get married, ever in my life. But I got with my wife, all right? And I wanted to be married. This is what I'm saying. Now, we was dating almost 4 years, all right? I knew in the 3rd year that she was going to be my wife. I knew it. I said, I got to get a ring. Everything that I was thinking about once before don't even matter no more. You know what I mean? So it was something that I knew. I knew before I asked her. I knew before I bought the ring. I knew. So do you think that sometimes men know if they're going to marry you or not? Because sometimes you see situations where men, they don't wait. You know what I mean? She did a reel. Okay, this is the thing. Queen Naija did a reel. All right. I actually put it in the beginning of the video. I was actually scared about playing it and playing it and playing it again because she has her song in the background. Okay, and I'm doing a YouTube video. I don't really want to get copyrighted. However, she said in the reel or whatever that if you're doing things like cooking, cleaning, going half on bills, you washing his clothes, you know what I'm saying, you handling the business, then she says, sis, guess what? You're doing wifely duties. Now, she said in some situations, men will see the things that you're doing and recognize real and make it a commitment to marry you. All right. And then she's basically saying if a man does not understand what you're bringing to the table, you dig? She said, hey, then I'm throwing the deuces because she was like, don't feel like you're taking the L for doing what you did to that man. All it did was train you for your man that's coming, your husband that's coming along. So I already know with this type of reel, they're going to already associate this with Clarence. And the reason being is because now they've been together 5 years. They've been living with each other. As you just seen on the last video that I reacted to, they're actually about to close on a house. You know what I mean? So a lot of people is going to probably associate this reel with Queen. You know what I mean? Or with Clarence. But I was having a discussion with a friend of mine about this whole situation, and we were talking about men and commitments. I was thinking that maybe because something that Mondrian's crush said really resonated with me. She felt like she didn't want to commit to Mondrian right now because she didn't feel like Mondrian was ready. Now, in this particular case, I feel like both of them has been doing the things that they do when you're preparing to just solidify a relationship. I mean, they both been going to therapy. They already living together. You dig what I'm saying? They definitely boning. So my question is, do you think that by now Clarence should have proposed? Drop it down in the chat. I want to know. I hope it's some kings in here because I would really love to get a man perspective. Now, one of the things that I was saying was I was thinking that maybe he's holding off to legend get a little bit bigger. Maybe he want his son to be more involved in the wedding. Maybe he got something in his mind to where, you know, he want legend to be a little bit older to understand what he's doing to his mama. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of felt like that might have been one of the things that I would have looked for if I was a dude. You know, if I'm marrying my son's mother, right? I think I would want my son to really be physically aware of what I'm doing. However, you know what I'm saying? I will also have to channel in the feelings for my girlfriend as well. So I want to know. Let me see what some of the comments are saying. You can't rush strings, okay? That was gonna be my next thing, Louise. We're gonna talk about that. Not know if they are on the same page, correct. That was a cute gesture or just to show appreciation. You can tie the space sometimes, FaceTime on your business. See. I think he will, but I think he's trying to get himself together. I do too. It's not at all. If you with your girlfriend, could be considered as an investment if your goal is marriage. Lynn love to laugh. Love what you just said. She actually just said wifely duties as a girlfriend can be considered an investment if your goal is marriage. The possibility of marriage should be discussed early on. And if it's not something both parties are wanting, then choose wisely. How long do you consider your investment viable? That's very, very good. Very, very good. I don't know how guys be ready to have kids and go half on a house, which is still a huge commitment, but don't be wanting to get married. I never understand. Bonnie Blanco, that's also a good point. Yeah, I think he truly cares about hurting her and wants to prepare himself before talking about marriage. Now, see, here's the thing that I think. I think they've already discussed marriage. And I think that they both agreed on that they wanted to get married one day. But I also have been noticing that Clarence had been doing a lot of things like going to therapy. And I think sometimes therapy opened up a window in a man's brain to make them start looking at things from a different perspective. Claire planned 5 years and legend about to be 4, make it make sense. If you can put a baby in her but not marry her, shaking my head. And plenty of people don't like their in-laws and still marry their partner. That's true as well. Marriage is overrated. Trust is easier to say I do than I don't. Laughing out loud. I get it. I'm old-fashioned. I am. I wanted to be able to marry my wife. That was like the only thing I can give her that I never gave any other girl. But the difference is I was ready to get married. Like I wanted to give her everything. She got pregnant fast, so that's not fair. Understand that as well. Period. But that's why I respect Armand. He made it known immediately. Men know. Now, see, and I don't like to compare and contrast. I really don't. Because different men are going to do different things. Now, in my particular, I feel like Armand, he letting it be known, like, look, babe, because I feel like it's a situation where I don't even think Regine is quite ready to get married yet, but I love that he planted the seed. I love how Armand planted the seed and said, look, I'm going to marry you, girl. So until you ready to marry me, I'm finna put this promise ring on you because I want you to know that this is where I want to go with it. So I do love that fact. It's gonna make for a lot of conversation. Her last single, even though she was saying she was generalizing it, there's a lot of things that could be speaking to her relationship. Music come from inspiration. It is not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm happy that they're having these conversations, but I'm really ready to see how it's going to pan out. So you guys do not think that it's a time frame. So let me ask the women in the chat: if you have a good man who hasn't been cheating on you or anything like that, and he's been doing his thing as far as like being a good father, paying the bills, doing all of the things that he need to do, my question is, does that expire after a while? That's my question. I want to know, do you start looking at him a little funny after 6 or 7 years? Because they're at year 5 right now, and I feel like 5 years, I feel like that's a pretty, because you got to understand, like their first 2 years, they were on a road. So I feel like, I'm not saying it takes away from their time, but I feel like COVID and everything else allowed them to really be able to coexist. So if he's doing all that, why not committing to marrying me? Understood. I can understood that. I think that once Clarence turned 30, he's going to propose. But see, this is the thing with men sometimes. Men always feel like they have time. Chris thought he had time. And we all see how they went. But I can agree. I mean, right now, I think I would say it like this. I definitely want to see Queen get proposed to. And no matter how she was trying to downplay the video, I feel like it might have been a little bit of truth to it. Who wouldn't feel like that? I don't feel like it would be anything wrong with what she's saying. I mean, I think like she's put on her worth. I know she's washing his drawers, you know, and that could be another thing too. Maybe it's her and not him. It could be. Because we was all saying like, you know what I'm saying, Mondre on this, Mondre on that. And it comes out to where like, you know, she wants to be with him, but it's things that he got to fix first. Yeah, I felt that she was a little hurt. I feel like Queen is not, she was ready. She was scared that it was not going to work. I do feel like in the beginning, Queen, because I remember videos saying when Queen was saying that she was not ready to be married. And I feel like that's because she was coming off that with Chris. And I feel like she do got PTSD from the marriage thing. Maybe he feels like that's his wife already. Pressure from the supporters. Yeah, you could, but we got to factor in the time, though. 5 years, about to get ready to close on a house that you're buying, and we never know. He might be about to propose to her. Like, he might wanted to get the house and everything first before he did it. And you know that Clarence is extra, so whatever he's going to do is going to be over the top. So, that's who people got to remember. She was married before. Exactly. Remember Clarence's reactions to Birdfly 2? He cried and said, you're gonna get the last name. I totally feel like Clarence is gonna marry her. I don't feel like I don't see him not marrying Queen. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. I thought the proposal probably would have came earlier, but when I thought about and when I'm thinking about all of the things that we were just talking about in their video, you know what I'm saying? Like I honestly feel like there was a lot of groundwork that he had to do, because what I was paying attention to in the video, right, was some of the things that he has carried into his adulthood as a man. And when you go to therapy, you have to tap into a lot of your demons to get to the root of some problems. And I feel like therapy was an eye-opener for him. And the reason why I'm not saying eye-opener like, marry her. I think he always wanted to marry her. But I think that he appreciates family a lot more. And the reason why I say that is because when I was looking at the New Year's Eve video, he was so adamant on making sure that his family was happy that day. He seen that Queen was not in the best space. He did everything to make his family feel good. So I definitely feel like it's coming. I got married young, had 2 kids who are teens. Now we're together for 15 years. I realized 3 years ago it was wrong. I didn't love him. It was convenient for us to be married for the kids. I have moved on and now with someone for 1.5 years now. And I have never felt the type of love from my ex as much as my new boo shows me now. Ooh. Okay, that's deep. I just want to say they can already be engaged. We don't know. Laughing out loud is their life, but I get the discussion. Yeah. Clarence, if he proposed to Queen, he would want the world to know. Seriously. I think definitely we would know. I definitely believe that. You know what I'm saying? I see Clarence doing something so over the top for a proposal. When I think about what he did for the first birthday, and what they do for each other for birthdays to express their love, Clarence is not going to hide that engagement. That's what I feel. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we going to see. I mean, me and my wife, we was together 5 years before we got married. But I knew in year 3 I was going to marry her. You know what I'm saying? But we was together 5 years before we got married. This is year 5. So I feel like it's coming. I think therapy was what it, because see, listen, this is my thing on what I'm saying, and this is just in defense of some of the men. Women want men, right, to be able to get in touch with certain things. Now, Clarence was opposed to therapy, right? And for him to even agree to doing it, that goes to show you that he's committed to not only his girl, but his family. It takes a lot. And see, he even said that it was a lot of things that he was dealing with from his past, as far as his mama, as far as a lot of things that he was dealing with and uncovering in therapy. So I honestly feel like this man is going to propose to Queen. I just feel like because they seen Armand get a promise ring, they seen his sister propose to her girlfriend. And what people got to understand is that Lee got a completely different age on Clarence. She's 12 years older than Clarence. So Lee is at a time where she's ready to settle the fuck down. So like her proposing to her girl is not taking shots at this nigga or rushing this nigga. I just feel like there was a lot of things about Clarence that he wanted to get situated before he did it. For real. What did Colleen say? Let's see what she said. I think he's going to do it on Valentine's Day. I honestly don't think it's going to be Valentine's Day. I honestly think it's going to be Queen's birthday if he picks a day. I think it's going to be Queen's birthday, and I really think it's going to be Queen's birthday now, especially if they do it, especially if they're closing on a house. For some reason, I just see this man want to have a lot of things in order before he do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly. And Valentine's Day is so close to now, I don't think he would be able to do everything that he would want to do. I see this man probably going on a family trip somewhere. I think he's going to want CJ and his son to be there when he proposed. I just see him being over the top. I do. I don't really think that it's like that he likes how he living. I don't think it's that, because we gotta be honest. At this point in time, the man, he makes his own money. He does the same thing as every other male YouTuber. I just really feel like there's things that he had to tweak out. I could just see him doing something like that. I don't know why, y'all, but I see that. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that I'm right. You dig what I mean? But I see him doing something over the top. Another thing that bothers me a little bit too is because I remember a lot of videos that Queen and Clarence used to do together, right? And in those videos, she made it a point to say that she wanted her family to be there. Now we know, and we don't know. I think that their family is better on better terms, but I feel like there was a lot of things that kind of like played into that. Yeah, man. And see, when you look at like in this type of situation, when you look at Regina and Armand, right? And you see the support. Like when Boxed In came out, Armand mama was there. You know what I mean? The whole family was there, like a whole unit. When we just looked at the you know what I'm saying, the reel with Red singing Armand songs, those things matter, people. They do. They matter. Now, it shouldn't determine you marrying somebody, but it does make the situation so much easier when the family is at least like, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, you don't want to marry your wife and her wife don't want to have her, can't really have her family there because shit is all fucked up. Like, that shit matter, man. Like, Armand probably felt so good getting that promise ring because, like, he got the support from Grandma Anita, from Auntie Monica, Auntie Tiny, Uncle Tip. He got Red singing motherfucking Hold It Down. Like, that shit would make you want to marry a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like, shit, nigga, the family in it. I gotta marry this girl. So, like, I know they gotta be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, because that would be an issue for me, too. It's like, nigga, the only people that was there when me and my wife got married was my wife's mom. We wanted everything just to be between me and her. But my parents had already passed away. You know what I mean? But her mom was there. And because she loved me that much, it made it so much easier. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see how that's gonna go. Hopefully, you know what I mean, or whatever. You know, I'm usually a very good judge of character in these things. So I'm hoping that everything is alright, man. For real. I think they're definitely good people together. I know Clarence brings something to Queen. You know, that we all can see the change in, and I really think that she brings something to him as well, like the religion standpoint, the family aspect. Like, these were things that Clarence was really kind of like on a brim of, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say about Latino families, you know, they all for their families when they do it, you know? So we gonna see. I think it's gonna be cool, but I like these type of videos. But see, the thing about it is they're gonna automatically tie this to Clarence. You know what I'm saying? And then Wayne approved. You dig? So I know Armand feeling damn good. If I really feel like Armand would probably marry Regina tomorrow if it was up to him. Seriously. I really do. But yeah, this is gonna be beautiful to see it play out. I wanna see all of these people be happy. I really, really do. Y'all hold on, y'all.